Is it too late to build unshakable discipline in 2025? The truth is, millions have asked themselves that question quietly, often in moments of regret, exhaustion, or after another failed attempt to change. Yet the answer is far simpler than most will ever believe. The clock is not your enemy. Your belief is, discipline is not reserved for those who start early. It belongs to those who decide to start now. Even in the 11th hour of your life, the moment you choose discipline over doubt, you reset the game in your favor. Before we go any further, let me speak directly to the heart that's listening right now. If this message stirs something in you, don't let it fade. Tap subscribe so this voice meets you again tomorrow and the next day, each time pulling you closer to the life you imagine. Press like so the platform carries this to the people who feel as lost as you once did. Share it with someone you care about who thinks their time has passed. And in the comments, write the 2 words that will begin your transformation day 1. Because that's what today can be. In the next few minutes, you will learn why the idea that it is too late is nothing more than a lie you have been sold, often by your own thoughts. You will discover how the human mind can be trained to replace procrastination with relentless action. No matter your age or how many false starts you have endured, you will see how a single decision, when paired with the right mental anchors, can turn the next 66 days into the foundation of a completely new life. We will explore the science of habit formation, the hidden link between emotion and momentum, and how to create a personal system so strong that breaking it feels impossible. And by the end, you will not just understand discipline, you will feel it taking root in your very being. So if you have a chance is yours, and together, we are about to build something unbreakable. The first thing to understand is that the thought it is too late is not truth. It is a mental defense mechanism, a shield your mind raises to protect you from discomfort and effort. When the human mind fears the pain of change, it creates excuses that sound logical. Age becomes an excuse. Circumstances become an excuse. Even time itself becomes an excuse. Yet discipline has nothing to do with when you start. It is born in the present moment and fed by consistent action, not by the date on a calendar. Think of the most disciplined people you have ever heard of. They were not always disciplined. They began as ordinary people who reached a point where staying the same became more painful than changing. That is the moment you are standing in now. Discipline is not a gift granted to the lucky. It is a skill, forged in the fire of repeated choices. Every time you act when you do not feel like acting, you lay another brick in the foundation of an unbreakable will. The danger is believing you must feel ready first. Readiness is an illusion. Waiting for the perfect moment is the same as waiting forever. The mind tricks you into thinking you will begin when the conditions are better, but life's conditions rarely align for long. The disciplined person starts before they feel ready, and in doing so, they create the readiness they were waiting for. This is where the shift must begin. Instead of asking if it is too late, you must ask if you are willing. Willing to act when motivation is absent. Willing to persist when results are invisible. Willing to endure the boredom that comes with repetition. This willingness is the seed of discipline, and it grows each time you choose action over hesitation. So today is not late. Today is exactly on time. The only late moment is the one you never use. And the moment you decide, without conditions, that you will move forward from here, the question of timing disappears. All that remains is action. The process of building unbreakable discipline begins with clarity. A mind without clarity is a mind that drifts, and drifting is the enemy of discipline. You must know exactly what you are working toward, not vaguely, not in passing, but with sharp precision. A vague goal like get fit or be more productive will never ignite the fire needed to sustain action. Instead, you need a target so specific, you can see it in your mind at any moment. The human brain is wired to pursue what it can visualize clearly. Once clarity is in place, the second step is to commit without conditions. This means your decision to act is not tied to feelings, whether mood or external events. Conditional discipline is not discipline at all. True discipline survives bad days, fatigue, and failure. It is a decision that says, I act because I said I would, not because I feel like it. The person who learns to act regardless of emotional state is the person who becomes unstoppable. The third step is to reduce the weight of decisions. Every day you face hundreds of small choices, each one drains your mental energy. The disciplined individual removes as many decisions as possible from daily life by creating systems and routines. Lay out clothes the night before. Schedule the next day's priorities before going to bed. Eat similar meals that do not require constant thought. The less energy you waste deciding, the more energy you have for doing. The fourth step is to train the skill of discomfort. Discipline lives in time you push through. You train your mind to see discomfort not as a threat but as proof of growth. Eventually, what once broke your resolve becomes the very environment where you thrive. Finally, anchor your progress emotionally. Every act of discipline should be connected to a deeper reason that matters to you on a soul level. When the mind tries to convince you to quit, this reason becomes the chain that holds you steady. Without it, even strong habits can crumble under stress. With it, even impossible tasks become bearable. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the quiet certainty that no matter what happens that day, you will do exactly what you set out to do. That certainty is not a gift from the universe, nor is it reserved for a chosen few. It is built, and it is built the same way in every era, every decade, every life. One act of follow-through at a time. Picture this. It is dark outside. Your alarm rings, and the warm bed tempts you to stay. The undisciplined mind will start negotiating instantly. Just 10 more minutes. You can work out later. It is not a big deal to miss once. This is where the choice is made. The disciplined person feels the same temptation but acts in spite of it. Not once, not twice, but every single time the decision presents itself. Over days, weeks, and months. This pattern becomes unshakable. Or consider a financial goal. The undisciplined will promise themselves they will save but spend at the first flash of desire. The disciplined have already decided in advance where each dollar will go. When the urge to break that rule appears, they remind themselves of the vision they committed to. The reward of staying the course outweighs the short-lived thrill of giving in. The same holds true for learning. You might set a goal to read for 30 minutes a day. At first, the excitement fuels you, but eventually, boredom will come, fatigue will come, life will crowd in. The undisciplined skip a day, then another, then they stop entirely. The disciplined pick up the book anyway, even when it feels pointless. And over time, those 30 minutes compound into knowledge, wisdom, and skill that change the course of their life. This is how unbreakable discipline is built. Not in rare bursts of inspiration, but in the quiet, repetitive, and often uncelebrated act of keeping your word to yourself. The moment you truly understand that, you stop chasing motivation and start building systems that remove choice from the equation. And that is when results stop being temporary and start becoming permanent. The moment a person realizes that discipline is not about punishment but about freedom, everything changes. Freedom to choose the life they want. Freedom to act without hesitation. Freedom to trust themselves when it matters most. That shift happens the instant you stop waiting for motivation and start taking action because it is the right thing to do. Whether you feel like it or not, think about every person you admire, every story of success you have ever read. None of them waited for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. They built the habit of doing what had to be done when it had to be done. When obstacles appeared, they did not debate their options. They acted. The world calls it determination. In truth, it is simply discipline, applied relentlessly. When you tell yourself you will train at 6 a.m. and you show up at 6 a.m. without fail, you are not just building physical strength, you are reinforcing the identity of someone who honors their word. When you commit to learning a new skill for an hour each night and you actually do it, you are proving to yourself that your dreams are worth more than your excuses. Every time you follow through, you are writing the script of your future. This is why the question, is it too late to build unbreakable discipline, has only one answer. It is never too late. Not at 20, not at 40, not at 70. The only moment you can start is now, and the only way you can fail is by waiting longer. If you choose to act today, in this moment, the first brick is laid. The foundation begins, and each decision that follows adds another layer until what you have built cannot be shaken. You might think you need to start big. Wake up at 4 a.m., overhaul your diet, change your entire schedule overnight. That is the fastest route to quitting. True unbreakable discipline is born from starting small and doing it consistently. 1 push-up becomes 10, 10 becomes 50. 5 minutes of writing becomes 15, then an hour. You do not wait to feel ready because readiness is a myth. You create readiness by showing up, by proving to yourself you are the kind of person who takes action. The truth is this: every choice you make today will echo tomorrow. Skip today's work and you will feel it in your results next week. Show up today and you will carry that momentum forward. Discipline is momentum, and momentum is power. When you have it, nothing feels impossible. So when you wake tomorrow and your mind offers you an easy way out, remember that every time you choose the hard thing, you are forging steel inside yourself. That steel will carry you through the storms. That steel will separate you from the majority who settle for comfort and call it happiness. That steel will make sure that when you look back years from now, you will know without a doubt you gave everything you had. The choice is not whether it is too late. The choice is whether you will act now. And if you are listening to these words, you already know the answer. The truth about discipline is that it does not just change your habits, it changes your very sense of identity. When you commit to something and follow through, you begin to see yourself differently. You stop thinking of yourself as someone who tries, and you begin to see yourself as someone who does. That change in identity is the seed of unstoppable growth. Think about it. Every time you push through discomfort, you are telling your mind, I am not the kind of person who quits. And the mind listens. It remembers. It begins to expect that you will keep going, even when things get difficult. Soon, this expectation becomes a standard, and that standard becomes non-negotiable. Discipline is not loud. It does not need applause or recognition. It works quietly, in the background, shaping you day after day. The results, however, are loud. People will notice the way you carry yourself, the confidence in your voice, the way you never waver when it is time to act. They will wonder how you do it. And you will know the answer. It is not a trick. It is not luck. It is the small decisions, made consistently over time. It is in the decision to stay focused when distractions are screaming for your attention. It is in the choice to train your body when no one is watching. It is in the refusal to compromise your values for temporary comfort. Every one of these choices is a victory. And the more victories you stack, the stronger you become. And here is the part most people do not realize. Once you develop unbreakable discipline in one area of your life, it spreads. If you train your body, your mind becomes stronger. If you train your mind, your emotions become steadier. If you train your habits, your relationships improve. Discipline is the thread that weaves excellence into every corner of your life. There will be days when you stumble. Days when your energy is low and your will feels weak. That is not failure. That is training, because every time you get up after falling, you strengthen your resolve. The stumble was the test, and getting back up is the proof that you are winning. If you want to live a life that others only dream of, you cannot afford to be casual about your discipline. You cannot wait for perfect circumstances. You cannot depend on fleeting motivation. You must choose to act every day with the same determination you would bring to your most important mission, because that is exactly what your life is, the most important mission you will ever be given. And if you start now, today, you will look back months from now and barely recognize the person you used to be. You will stand taller, speak with more certainty, and live with a sense of control that most people will never experience. That is the reward for unbreakable discipline, and it is waiting for you the moment you decide to take the first step. Every single day that you wake up, you are faced with a choice. To step into the version of yourself that you know you are capable of becoming, or to stay trapped in the cycle of excuses, distractions, and regret. The truth is, no one else is coming to do it for you. No one else is going to hand you discipline, focus, or strength. These are things you must take for yourself, one choice at a time. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, are not superhuman. They are ordinary people who made an extraordinary decision to never break the promises they make to themselves. That is what discipline truly is. Keeping your word to yourself when it would be easier to quit. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you made that choice today. Imagine the weight you could lift, the skills you could master, the opportunities you could create, the life you could build. You have the ability to transform everything about who you are, but it requires action. Consistent, deliberate action. Do not underestimate what a single day of focused effort can do. Do not think for a second that your small steps do not matter. Small steps compound. They multiply. And before you know it, you have created momentum so strong that it becomes harder to stop than to keep going. Yes, there will be obstacles. Yes, there will be moments when you feel tired, discouraged, or alone. But those moments are where your character is forged. That is when you have to remember why you started. That is when you have to picture the version of yourself who has already won and step into his shoes. So, make the choice right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Decide who you are going to be, and then refuse to compromise. Commit to the process. Trust the work and keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem, because the day will come when you look in the mirror and realize the discipline you built did not just change what you can do. It changed who you are. If this message lit a fire in you, then do not keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss another video designed to sharpen your focus and strengthen your mind. Tap the like button if this spoke to your spirit and share it with someone you know is ready to rise with you. Drop a comment below telling me the one area in your life where you are committed to building unbreakable discipline starting today. And remember, you are capable of far more than you have ever imagined. The only question is, will you decide to become the person you were meant to be? The answer starts the moment this video ends.